Hello, my name is Alan Noble and welcome to the Redox Breakthrough. Now, in this short presentation, I'm going to unwrap this breakthrough that we call ASEA Redox. What's inside this beautiful blue bottle that's absolutely transforming people's lives? And then I'm going to introduce you to health and medical professionals that will share their perspective on this breakthrough. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a brief introduction to the athletic advantage of this technology, as well as the topical version, Renew 28. But I always think a great place to start is to get really clear on what ASEA Redox is not. It is not a vitamin, it's not a mineral, it's not an antioxidant formula, it's not an exotic juice, an essential oil, or a CBD oil. Now, there's nothing wrong with those things. I'm just saying it's not ASEA Redox. This technology goes beyond nutrition and ingredients, and yet it can impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, ASEA Redox is the missing link to better health and vitality. Now, this is a cutting-edge technology. It represents a new category in health and wellness. In fact, many experts claim that this is 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. And for 2 decades, science said what's inside that beautiful blue bottle could not exist outside the human body. It was impossible. And yet today, this technology is being recognized as the single greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime. So what is ASEA Redox? Well, it's the world's first and only cell signaling supplement. It's backed by 7 patents, over 200 trade secrets. So we have no competition, no copycats. No other company in the world has what we have. No one. So let's talk cell signaling. Your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells are signaling and communicating critical messages for repair, health, and vitality throughout your body. But any breakdown in this signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. Let me put it simply. If your cells can't signal, then little else matters. Imagine your home's on fire and you call the fire department. Now, they're there with the big red truck and the firefighters and the fire hose. They've got everything they need to put out this fire. But what if you have a bad cell signal? They don't get the message. They don't know what the problem is, where the problem is, how serious the problem is. And so your home goes up in smoke. Well, the health supplement industry has basically put all of their focus on the fire truck up to now. Nobody has been addressing the critical cell signal until now. ASEA Redox is the only product available that can amplify and clarify this critical cell signal, and the difference it's having in people's lives is absolutely astonishing. And we do it by harnessing the exact same molecules that your body uses, redox signaling molecules. So look, we live and die at the cellular level. If you want a healthy heart, have healthy heart cells. Healthy brain, have healthy brain cells. And as science looks deeper inside the cells, they have discovered there's a very special set of molecules called redox signaling molecules. So I want you to imagine your cells are like little bags of salt water. And inside the cell, your mitochondria, your little battery packs are making energy, ATP. As that's going on, they're spinning out these redox signaling molecules. And so these are the molecules that are absolutely foundational for signaling throughout your entire body. And because our body is making them, they're native to our bodies. You see, this goes beyond all natural. A blueberry is all natural, but your body's not making blueberries. Your body is making these redox signaling molecules. And as I said, these molecules are absolutely foundational to the function of every system, organ in the body. Your cardiovascular system, your digestive system, your respiratory system, your endocrine system. The list goes on. Every system, every function, every organ of the body depends on these redox signaling molecules. In fact, they're so important that redox biochemistry has become an exploding area of science. 12,000 plus textbooks written on redox signaling, 18,000 studies published on redox signaling, international conferences being held, bringing together some of the top scientists in the world to discuss redox signaling. Universities are getting multi-million-dollar grants to study this area of science. In fact, institutions are changing their name to reflect this emerging area of science. Here's the Society for Redox Biology and Medicine that used to be called the Society for Free Radical Biology and Medicine. And so why are we talking about this if your body is already making these molecules? Well, there's a challenge. With age, stress, toxins, we begin to make less of these molecules. We begin to experience deficiencies and imbalance about 10% every decade that we're alive. We begin to experience that. And the whole cellular repair process becomes slow. It becomes sluggish. And we begin to see and feel the effects of aging. So common sense should kick in and you go, well, let's take a supplement. Hey, we've been taking vitamin supplements for about 100 years, antioxidant supplements for the last 40 years. Let's just take a redox signaling supplement. Well, that's all great, but you remember I said science had declared that this was impossible. I want to explain why so you can fully appreciate this breakthrough technology. These molecules are highly fleeting in your cells. They're known as reactive molecules. I think of them like little sparks in your cells, little sparks of life. How do you make a spark, okay, catch it in a glass jar and bring it to the party at the weekend to light the barbecue? You can't. It's a spark. It's fleeting. It's gone. I love to call them fleeting angels. They do their good work and then they're gone. So science had declared it was impossible to stabilize something so fleeting, so reactive outside of the human body. It could not be done. So it's with that background, I want you to appreciate the massive ASEA Redox breakthrough. After 2 decades of research, millions of dollars, the impossible became possible. The scientists behind ASEA created and stabilized redox signaling molecules outside of the body in perfect balance as they are found in healthy cells. And this means for the first time ever, we can refuel, replenish, restore our cells with more of these amazing little molecules. Now, I don't want to get lost in the science here, but I do need to address the ingredients of ASEA, because for such a massive technological breakthrough, it comes from 2 very humble ingredients, and that's salt and water. And so why salt and water? Well, remember I said your cells are like little bags of salt water? You see, you're making these molecules right now out of that salt water, out of sodium, chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. Those are the atomic building blocks of redox signaling molecules. You can't make them out of blueberries and strawberries. You can only make them out of salt water. So we start with very pure, pristine salt water. We pass it through a very, very complex, heavily patented process. We break the salt water down and restructure it and stabilize the redox signaling molecules. So please make no mistake about it. ASEA Redox is not a bottle of salt water. It is a bottle of trillions and trillions of these redox signaling molecules that we have made from salt and water. There's a big difference. And it took us another 5 years of research and development to go from the drink to the topical gel, Renew 28. So now we have one very powerful redox signaling technology in 2 delivery systems, ASEA Redox, the drink, and Renew 28, the topical gel. And as I said, this is a heavily patented technology, also covered by over 200 trade secrets. And we're the only company in the world that has this redox signaling technology. You also don't have to take my word for it, or even the company's word for it. We have worked with independent scientific institutions who verify and certify that these are indeed redox signaling technologies. They contain the redox signaling molecules that we say they contain. And we have spent millions of dollars to prove that this technology is 100% safe and demonstrates 0 levels of toxicity. Now, we knew that this was a cell signaling technology, but we wanted to know, could it signal at the profound depths of the genetic level? So we went to a very reputable independent lab, Torrey Labs. They do a lot of the work for Ancestry.com behind the scenes. And in an 8-week study, what we discovered is that ASEA Redox could activate, switch on 5 very, very important gene signaling pathways by up to 31%. Now, what's exciting is these 5 pathways directly impact 5 massive areas of health: your immune system, your inflammatory response, your cardiovascular health, your digestive health, and your hormone balance. 5 massive, massive areas of health impacted at the genetic level, and not just by 1 or 2%, but up to 31% positive shifts. And again, this is only the tip of the iceberg. One of these gene signaling pathways opens up the door to another 15 pathways, signaling that impacts the brain, insulin signaling, thyroid signaling, fertility signaling, okay? Even NRF2 pathway signaling. Now, for those that understand NRF2 pathway, it's directly connected to production of antioxidants in the body. And experts agree that oxidative stress is the #1 health risk factor in our lives. And glutathione is the master antioxidant. It's the king of all antioxidants. In our studies, other independent studies, we discovered that we could increase the efficacy of glutathione by a massive 800%. Superoxide dismutase, the #2 antioxidant in the body, we could increase superoxide dismutase efficacy by 500%. These are absolutely astonishing numbers. We also have done independent scientific studies to show lowering of oxidized LDL, lowering of oxidized DNA. And so although ASEA Redox is not a traditional antioxidant supplement, its impact on antioxidant health is nothing short of astonishing. So at this point, let's hear what health and medical professionals are saying about this incredible redox signaling technology.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
So hopefully you're beginning to see why we call ASEA Redox one of the most significant health science breakthroughs that we will see in our lifetime. Now, I do want to finish this presentation by introducing you to the ASEA Athletic Advantage. We began to get reports back from athletes that they were running further, faster, longer, harder. They were experiencing improvements in endurance, strength, and recovery. And we wanted to know what was going on. So we partnered with a leading university to do a mouse study. And they got some mice. Some of them got ASEA. Some of them didn't get ASEA. And what we discovered is after only 7 days, the mice drinking ASEA were running 29% further to exhaustion. Now, mice don't run 29% further for nothing. Something was going on, and we wanted to know what. So in further studies, we discovered there were significant metabolic shifts taking place in the mice. The mice were burning 30% more fat as fuel. And fat is a much, much better source of fuel to tap into than simple sugars. And so now we have athletes all over the world, from Olympic gold medal swimmers to world-class Ironmen and triathletes who are experiencing the ASEA Athletic Advantage. And certainly I would encourage you to visit our ASEA Athletes page to learn more about what these athletes are saying about our technology. But this presentation would not be complete without me introducing you to Renew 28, our topical redox signaling gel. We're seeing truly is believing. When you apply these molecules to your skin, you can expect to experience a tightening of the skin, an improvement in your skin's elasticity, a reduction in wrinkle depth, an improvement in tone and texture, also an improvement in redness and irritation, blemishes and age spots. In fact, we see improvements in stretch marks and cellulite and other signs of aging. When you apply Renew 28 to an area that hurts, we find almost 100% of people see significant reduction in their level of discomfort. And we find that 3 applications of Renew 28 in 5 minutes seems to be the magic formula. Now, again, to learn more about what we like to call the miracle gel, please visit our Renew 28 page. I do want to wrap this up by talking about correct expectations. Look, we all want results today. But what we discover is that people drinking ASEA Redox, about 10 to 15% of them will notice positive shifts in their health in the first 7 days. That number increases to about 50 to 60% of people in the first 30 days and goes all the way up to about 90% of people noticing positive shifts in their health in the first 90 days. So we really encourage you, give this technology 90 days to go to work in your body. Now, we do make it easy to get started. We offer a 30-day unconditional empty bottle money back guarantee. So there is no risk when it comes to improving your health. Thank you for your time today and watching this presentation. I have to stress that this is a presentation brought to you by an independent ASEA associate and not ASEA the company. Also, our technology is not a treatment or cure for any disease or medical condition. Again, this is Alan Noble thanking you for your time, and bye for now.